This feels like a really big duh to me, so I don't really understand why people are making a big deal about this. Hey guys, this is Jules with True Crime Reactions. Disclaimer, everything stated in this video is my opinion and my opinion only. And just like everything else in these cases we discuss here on this channel, everything is alleged. Okay, a lot of people, and I'm really trying to understand why, that's why I'm doing a video on it to get you guys thoughts on this. But a lot of people are making a really big deal about the fact that one of Bryan Kohberger's sisters, Amanda, was on the state's witness list. Now, she's also on the defense witness list, along with a lot of other people, well, not a lot, but a few other people that also share the last name Kohberger, including Bryan's parents. So this seems normal to me. It really just seems super normal to me that people that are in the family of the defendant would also be being questioned by the state. The problem with all of the insinuations with everything is that the state themselves had come out and told us that there was literally nothing that the family had to offer in way of information. The defense made it very clear in a court hearing that Kohberger's family had no intention of actually testifying against him. So again, just because she was going to be called to the stand by the state doesn't technically mean that she was going to come up and say some crazy stuff that was going to blow everyone's minds, or that she was going to start just talking all kinds of crap about him or actually testifying against him. It just means that she was going to be called by the state. And because we're not going to have a trial, we don't know what's going to be said. Now, there were a lot of rumors. There have been a lot of rumors, mainly started by Howie Bloom Blum, whatever, about how one of Kohberger's sisters suspected him, looked around in his car, all the things. But again, we haven't seen anything like that being reflected literally anywhere. We've had a lot of stuff come out. We've had ISP reports. We've had MPD reports. Now, I will also say we haven't had hardly anything whatsoever when it comes to Bryan himself. We've had literally not out when it comes to his family. We only know what we've been told by the court, by the documents, by what was said at the hearings. And what was said is that the family didn't have anything of value to add to the situation. So I don't know why she was going to be called to the stand. The only thing that really comes to mind is that she's the sister whose cell phone was stolen by Bryan Kohberger. Now, there was another person also involved in that cell phone situation. That ended up coming out during one of the more recent documentary episodes. There's been so many. It was one of the more recent ones. I can't remember which one it exactly was, but if you go back on my list of videos for this case, it was one of the last two most recent whatever we reviewed things where somebody with no face came out and stated that Bryan was contacting him, and he actually is the one who picked up Bryan that day and took him to the mall where this kiosk was, where Bryan was trying to sell this iPhone, or did sell this iPhone in the kiosk. I honestly don't know if it was a successful sell. All I know is that he stole the phone. His dad called the cops. There was a whole thing. I'm going to file it for you and see what happens. But other than her being like, yeah, he stole my phone because he was out of money for his addiction and took my phone and stole it, and escalation, because courts like to show escalation, which I understand. They can easily be like, so look, he went from substances and stealing phones from his sister to quadruple homicide. That's escalation. He's guilty. I know how the courts work and why they do these kinds of things. But there still is no actual guarantee that she was going to get on the stand and say anything bad, that she was going to say anything that was going to point to anything when it comes to guilt or anything. Because again, what have we heard from both sides? The family really had nothing to say, nothing of input when it comes to what was going on. So I don't know. I don't know why she was called. Now I'm doing the editing on this on October 20th of 2025. And as of today, there's been a little bit more information on what this might have been about. Now, in another video for another topic when it comes to the victim's injuries and something that has recently been stated by Kaylee Goncalves' sister, Olivia, in the same interview where that information is, her and Bryan Inton were discussing this very topic. And Olivia apparently went and met face to face with the prosecution to get some answers about a lot of things that she really didn't get any answers for. But again, that's in another video on October the 6th. And apparently what they told her is that Amanda Kohberger saw Bryan with the knife at some point. But again, that is really redundant information unless she has some really creepy thing that she saw him doing with the knife. We know that they are claiming to have Amazon purchase history for this shared family account for Amazon. We know that they're claiming that there was a gift card, that there was a K-bar with a sheath, a sharpener, and some vegan supplements ordered all at the exact same time. We know what they're telling us. We haven't seen the receipts. We've been waiting really, really patiently to see the actual order receipt from Amazon. I mean, bazillions of us use Amazon. We know what our order history looks like. We know when we order something that sometimes things get shipped separately, even though they're paid for at the exact same time. We know that you actually don't get charged on your card until your item actually ships. It's not an instant charge. We know how Amazon works. And we also know that when you click on your history, you get to click on the link, you get to see the photos of what it is that you purchased. And what we are anxiously waiting for is the Amazon receipts and pictures of the sheath. Now, I've again had conversations with the director at the time, at least, of the ISP lab, where they are apparently getting information ready to be released. We have a little bit of information in the 28 pages of the staged trial exhibits regarding photos that they were going to be submitting and different information regarding the knife sheath. And the channel has paid a deposit down on a FOIA request for the knife sheath information. Certain very, very, very specific things were asked for from MPD regarding the knife sheath, with dates of it getting to them, when it left, all the things. We're waiting for that information as well. At this point, we probably have another 4.5 weeks left, hopefully, before we get that information. Hopefully it's faster, but according to the MPD office, they have a lot of body cam they're going through. So we are just sitting here waiting. But that is what apparently Olivia Goncalves was told by the prosecution when she went and spoke to them in early October. If that's true, I don't know what it would have done. I really don't. We know, again, that it was purchased on the family account, that it was sent to the family house. Just show us the receipts. That's really all we give a shit about at this point. So it's all just assumption for why she was on the witness list. But I know that one thing that people are really honing in on here is that they're trying to say that it was just days after she was added to this witness list that all of a sudden Bryan pled guilty and everything went left. Do not sit there for one freaking second and think that they didn't know this entire time and for the past who knows how many months and years that they were going to be added to witness lists. I mean, look at the document itself. And again, take into consideration that it took time to get this list together. This was filed April 21st. This was not days before he pled guilty. It was months before it happened. I'm just saying. I don't know why the mainstream media tries to sensationalize things with lies that can be proven in black and white. This is just a list being filed publicly. Well, not publicly, but filed with the court. When it comes to witnesses, who's going to be talked to, who needs to be asked what, who's going to be asked to come to trial, who needs to be asked about this very certain subject, but then we need to bring this other person in to talk about this other thing. All that stuff is calculated and put together and thought about and put on paper way before there's an actual finalized list. So no, her being put on the witness list in a final form actual list probably was not the determining factor, because that was something that would have been well known for quite a while in reality. But I want to know what you guys are thinking about this situation. I personally feel like this is normal. I, again, listen to the courts, what both sides are telling us. I don't think there was anything
detrimental that she was going to get on the stand and say. I could be wrong, but I'm going based off of the receipts, the things that are out there on official record. But again, let me know what you guys are thinking about the reasoning and why people are making a big deal about this down in the comments. If you like the way that I present this information and give my opinion, please don't forget to leave a like on the way out, subscribe to the channel if you have not subscribed already, and please don't forget to make sure that notification bell is set to all so you don't miss any of my rants, reviews, reactions, updates, or deep dives. See y'all.